Hey, I'm Srini, the creator of Maximize Your Output with Mem. Do you ever feel like your content creation efforts are completely disorganized? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Mem's tags and bidirectional links feature to create a comprehensive content calendar that allows you to see what content is in progress, what you have coming up, what's really important, what's already been published, and get a bird's eye view into all your content production. Effectively, you're going to learn how you can use Mem as a CMS. Now, let's get to the tutorial. So what I'm going to go over in this video is how you can create a master content calendar for all the content that you create using tags and bidirectional links. And the reason I decided to do this video was because I found that I had a bunch of different content that was disorganized and different editorial calendars for this YouTube channel, for the Unmistakable Creative Podcast, as well as for my blog, and felt really disorganized. And I knew that there had to be a better way. And Mem.ai actually helped me come up with a really good way to streamline the process of organizing a content calendar using just a handful of tags and bidirectional links. So the thing that's really important here is the simplicity of this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start by creating a sample mem for this content calendar. So I'm just going to title this sample content calendar for tutorial. And that's going to be where all your content is going to live. So we're going to call this the sample content calendar. And the way that you're going to organize this is by month. And basically you'll have bullets for each month. So I'm just going to put September 2023 here, as well as October 2023 and November 2023. And when you see the tags that we're using for this, you'll understand why we're doing it this way. So now that we've got the basic foundation laid, let's talk about how to organize this. So you're going to have three main types of tags for the content calendar. And I've already created these tags in my own mem. So the different tags are going to be the month. So in this case, we'll have a September 2023 tag. You'll have a content type, a status, and a deadline for that. Now, you don't actually have to have a deadline tag. I think that really is what the month tag becomes. So we can go ahead and just change that from deadline to month. We just know what month we're going to publish this piece of content in. What you are then going to do is you will have a bunch of different types of content. I'm going to add examples from my own existing content calendar here. And I'm going to go ahead and bring up that calendar just so you have an idea of what it looks like when it's fully functional. So you can see here that basically it simplifies your content calendar quite a bit, where you can just add the bidirectional links to it. So for example, you can see here that I have a bunch of content that I want to publish in October 2023, including this video. But let's go back and add a couple of things to this content calendar. So I'm going to add, for example, this video as one of the things that I want to publish. There's another one called Robert Greene Books, and I'm going to go ahead and add that as well. But what I want you to notice here in this is that there are a couple of different tags, the ones that we have identified here. So you can see here that I have a tag for the month, I have the content type, and then I have the content status. And if we were going to do this from scratch, let's just say, for example, we wanted to add something else to the calendar. The nice thing about this method is that even if you don't necessarily add it to the content calendar, you could add all the tags to your main content calendar and you would see them. In this case, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and add a few more things here. And I'm going to just come up with another blog post that I recently sent to myself via Mem about big regrets, 7 of the biggest regrets in my life. Now, this is a completely blank mem, so it's a good example. So right now, the status of this would be idea. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to say October 2023, and then we're going to specify that it is a blog post. And so basically by just having these three tags, we get a pretty clear idea of what we are going to be working on in the month of October 2023. So for example, if I open up the October 2023 tag, and we could actually make this the tag if we wanted to. So in this case, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just replace the plain text here. And I'm going to use my October 2023 collection for this. And so now if I click on the collection, you'll see that I have all the different types of content that I want to publish in October 2023. So I have different blog posts, I have different videos, I have everything right here. So you could just stop there, but I actually like having a bird's eye view of the entire calendar. So that way I can just go and take a look at it. And so now basically we've completely streamlined the process of organizing a content calendar just by using a very simple organizational method. And all you're going to have in this content calendar is a simple tagging structure, which is just a tag to identify what type of content it is. So in my case, it's either video, blog, podcast, or newsletter, the status, and I would recommend no more than 3 to 4 status tags. So for status tags, I have things like work in progress, ready for proofread, ready to publish. So for example, if I add the work in progress tag, you can see here that I have all the different pieces of content that are works in progress where you made a little bit of a dent, but they're not really quite ready to publish. And some of these I wrote maybe just like a paragraph or two. But the nice thing about this, especially in Mem, is it allows you to keep making progress on your ideas, even if you don't necessarily have them fully flushed out. You can still keep track of all the things that are works in progress. And eventually what you would do is you will move them over here to the content calendar. So in this case, for example, you can see that this is written as outlined. And this is a blog post that I want to write about the best Robert Greene books. And so basically what ends up happening is just by using tags and bidirectional links, we can put together a pretty comprehensive content calendar. And this also helps us know what to prioritize in terms of the content we want to create. Now, one of the things that I also think is really useful is to add the content calendar to your favorites, because if you're somebody like me who creates a lot of content, that's going to be one of the things that you reference the most. And that's why I set it up as my master editorial calendar. And you can see here that I used to have a more sort of disorganized content calendar where it was one for YouTube, one for my blog, one for a newsletter. And I kept thinking that there had to be a better way that I could streamline this and I could put this all into one mem. And just by using tags and bidirectional links, I was able to do that. And not only that, it makes searching for things much easier as well. So for example, if we want to search our September 2023 collection, we could do that. And you can see here that it'll let me go right into the collection. And I can see everything that is inside of this collection. And if I wanted to, I could filter this even further. So you could see here some of the videos that actually were published on this YouTube channel that were actually part of the September 2023 videos that I had planned. And so if we go back to our outline here for how to do this, you'll see here that basically what we've done is we've created a mem for our content calendar. We've determined what tags we want to use. So basically we have a tag for what type of content it is, what the status is of that content, and then what month we're going to publish it. Personally, I find that if you're going to add a deadline into it, it's better to just include it in the actual mem. In fact, I found that when I was using MemChat to figure out what deadlines I had coming up, it actually was much better at identifying deadlines based on the deadline being in the actual text instead of inside of the editorial calendar or inside of a tag. Basically, you create a mem for your content calendar, you add the tags to the various types of posts, and then you organize the content calendar by adding all the various articles or content that you want to publish using bidirectional links. This, of course, is optional. You could just leave it as October 2023. But obviously, if you have other things that are priorities in October 2023 and you want to use that same tag for that, then it probably is best to add all the bidirectional links to this calendar. And if you have any questions, as always, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you haven't checked it out, check out our Maximize Your Output newsletter. Every week we send out these tutorials and we send it along with a blog post. And I also send out other additional and useful content that you might find interesting. And as always, feel free to leave your questions in the comments below.